Have you ever seriously wondered what would happen if you just stopped? If you cut out sugar completely for just 2 weeks? It's a challenge a lot of people talk about, but what's really going on inside your body? Well, let's dive in and find out what you can actually expect. I want you to think of this as a 14-day experiment for your own body. The changes can be, and this is no exaggeration, pretty profound. We're talking about everything from your energy levels to your mood. So the real question is, are you ready to see what's in store? Okay, let's be real. The beginning is always the hardest part, right? Your body is so used to its routine, and when you suddenly change the rules, it's gonna protest a little. This first phase is all about withdrawal, but you gotta get through it because it's the gateway to all the good stuff. First things first, we need to be crystal clear on what we mean by quitting sugar. We are not, and I repeat, not talking about the natural sugars you find in a whole apple or a glass of milk. The real target here is added sugars, all those sweeteners that get tossed into food during processing. Think sucrose, dextrose, high fructose corn syrup. That's the stuff we're focused on.
So what's the big difference? Well, as you can see here, it really boils down to one hero ingredient: fiber. See, natural sugar comes packaged inside the whole food, with fiber that slows everything down. It gives you a nice, gentle release of energy. Added sugar, it's been stripped of all that. It's just a pure, fast-acting shot that hits your system like a freight train, causing that infamous spike and crash.
So what's this withdrawal phase actually feel like? Well, those first few days can be a bit of a bear. You might feel tired, maybe a little grumpy, and the cravings can be intense. Your body's basically demanding its usual fuel source. But if you can just hang in there, you'll start to turn a corner around day 7 or 8, and that's when the benefits really start to show up.
And once you get through that initial storm, oh boy, the rewards start pouring in. And we're not just talking about one or two little things. We are talking about a full-on cascade of positive physical changes, from the inside out. One of the very first things people notice is on the scale. A 2021 study showed that people lost, on average, 2.2 kilos. That's nearly 5 pounds in just these 2 weeks. Now, this isn't all fat. A lot of it is your body finally letting go of excess water weight it was holding on to because of all the sugar. But honestly, what's happening inside is even more amazing. Your whole system starts to find its balance again. Your hunger hormones chill out so you're not constantly feeling starved. Your heart, liver, and kidneys get a much-needed break. And yeah, you might even see it in the mirror. Clearer skin with a lot less redness and inflammation.
And speaking of inflammation, this is a huge one. We know that too much sugar fuels chronic inflammation all over the body, which is tied to so many health problems. But check this out. A 2020 study found a massive 31% drop in key inflammatory markers in just 2 weeks. That is a gigantic step in the right direction for your long-term health.
Let's look at a few more numbers because they're pretty incredible. Your liver, which has to work overtime turning extra sugar into fat, sees about a 22% reduction in that fat. Your kidney function can improve by 18%. And your skin? A 2022 study found a 35% improvement in elasticity. These are not small tweaks. These are major tune-ups for your body's most important system.
Okay, we've covered the physical stuff, but what about what's going on upstairs, in your brain? You know, the mental and emotional rewards of kicking sugar are just as powerful, maybe even more so. Let's get into how it affects your mind and your mood.
This number right here is just, wow. A 2017 study found a 45% reduction in symptoms of depression for people who cut out added sugar. It makes sense when you think about it. You're getting off that crazy roller coaster of sugar highs and energy crashes, which totally messes with your brain chemistry. When you level out, your mood has a real chance to stabilize. And here's the beautiful ironic twist. You'd think giving up sugar would make you crave it like crazy, but actually, the opposite happens. After just 2 weeks, one study found that people reported a 62% reduction in their cravings for sweets. Your body literally stops screaming for that quick fix. And without that blood sugar roller coaster, your energy becomes so much more stable and reliable. We're talking about a 28% increase in overall energy levels. And that dreaded afternoon slump, it can drop by 60%. Your brain gets a boost too, with studies showing a 23% improvement in memory and concentration. It's a win-win-win for your brain. Okay, this next part is one of my absolute favorite transformations because it changes the way you actually experience the world, or at least the world of food. Your very sense of taste starts to reset.
So here's how it works. Added sugar is so incredibly, intensely sweet that it basically numbs our taste buds to anything less. But here's the cool part. Our taste buds are constantly regenerating on a cycle of about 2 weeks. So when you take away that overpowering artificial sweetness, the new taste buds that grow in are way more sensitive.
And this is the magic that happens. Foods that you might have thought were kind of bland before suddenly just pop with flavor. A simple strawberry, a carrot, even a bell pepper will taste remarkably, naturally sweet. You're basically rediscovering what food is supposed to taste like. It's amazing. So, a 14-day challenge is awesome, but how do you make it stick? The real goal here isn't just a temporary detox. It's about building healthier habits that you can actually live with for the long haul. You know, the key to making this last is all about making simple, sustainable swaps. Instead of sugary cereal, try oatmeal with some berries. Ditch the soda for sparkling water with a squeeze of lemon. And you have to become a label detective. You will be shocked where hidden sugars are lurking. We're talking pasta sauce, bread, salad dressings, you name it. Ultimately, this whole thing isn't about restriction or feeling guilty. It's about empowerment. It's about understanding what's really in your food, because that knowledge gives you the power to make conscious choices and decide, for yourself, what you want to put in your body.
So, there you have it. In just 14 days, the potential for a real transformation is huge. From your physical health to your mental clarity and even to your taste buds. The science is pretty clear. So the only question left is, what will you decide to do with it?